Oh, yeah, 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 oh, yeah. Yeah, we bring him a lot. That was refinance after 5 years, I still became up. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll come you have a work with there, he was really, he helped get me a car. Yeah.
Is this, I don't know if it's good in a picture or not.
Oh, yeah.
You
stand to the side.
Oh, no.
You stand to the side.
Well, I love that.
You like pick it up pretty quickly. They make it very simple. It's just about what cameras you show on the screen, how select buttons, switch mute controls, view controls, and then the keyboard here and just pick the arrows you want to push them.
Yes.
Tell their name. That's a lot.
So that I can get along with
I remember when we were on the tour, we talked about it.
Then I got it.
It's fun.
I remember, oh, sorry, I haven't sent it to you yet. How's it going?
Remember?
We talked about it. We talked about it. It's been a little while. I remember you as well.
You and your husband, right? Yeah. It's all I say. Chris, when you MC your
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah, well, that's good.
I don't think our audio is on.
He's just tired or something. Oh, she's what?
We're gonna have everyone stay on mute until we get things started here.
Okay.
So you might have to unmute yourself.
They should be able to hear.
Yeah.
Our office development.
Did you see the little pop-up?
That is big. Yeah.
They're waiting for you to see us.
So that way you
They said they'd let us know when they can see us.
Yeah, I tried to get on
I see someone waving.
Yeah, I was just
I think that's a good sign.
And you can call whenever you want.
People are waving at us. I think it's-
Okay, we got it.
Thanks for calling that. You see the other message pop up. Yeah, yes.
We will unmute you, we can see you, but we will let you know when it's your turn. Also, feel free to ask
Awesome. Lila, can you hear me right now? I know the microphone's working.
Yeah, you can hear yourself.
Thanks.
Loud and clear, perfectly.
Thanks so much.
Great.
I must. Carol, did you want to do introductions? People that are over in here? Did you want to do that? Okay. Do you want to do that on the live, so like have it over here, or do you just want to have these internal? Please take it.
Well, hi everybody, thank you so much for coming, it's exciting, travel with you for my years. So just wanted to, everybody knows about it, and start with that,
Beautiful.
All right, one side coming
another long time supporting the screen.
Very married and I don't like smart.
Also, the whole life support.
It was
Michigan.
Oh,
You're Detroit.
hey there.
Hello.
I'm Bill.
I'm Flossie. Oh, hi. Hi.
Guys, right over there.
Hey everyone on the live stream, we're just doing a quick round of introductions on the in the room right now. If we could just hold off on the hellos for just a little bit, but we will do intros in a little bit for everybody. So just hang tight, everybody. Sorry, give us 5 more minutes. Sorry.
Okay.
There we got Chris, the chief architect, and Valtio, and like the driving. I'm Bruce Regan.
Hello everyone, I'm Layla. I'm at some point. I'm so excited to have you all here. I'm Tamsin. I'm a former board member and I make video appreciate
Really
that
appreciate
so
that.
much.
So
I
Aaron,
go and go to Otis Elementary.
Thank you, Taylor.
I'm Chris Ruiz, I'm married to this woman, Benson Williams. Don't- Actually, for this very reason.
Thank you for being here. So we know that we're going to have a little introduction and turn it over.
Yes.
Technical side of things.
Yes.
Hey everyone, this is Dyson.
Yes, yes. So I think we should probably start things pretty soon.
In a couple more minutes, so just want to make sure we're still waiting on about 5.
Yeah, I'll know right now. Hey everybody, we're going to start in about 2 or 3 minutes. We're still waiting on some people to join the virtual chat. We have a lot of people on the chat, so just try to mute your microphones until it's your time to speak, or until we do questions, so we don't have a lot of feedback on the microphones. So yeah, we're just waiting for some last people to join, and we'll get started really, really soon. Thank you so much for being here early. It really makes our lives easier that you're all here online earlier. Really, really appreciate it. All right, we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Right.
Oh, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Andrew. I was a previous Echo Hero Award winner in 2008, and I'm on the board. I also work for Google, so that's why we're doing these things today. It's awesome. Use the nice infrastructure. Except for the air conditioning. I apologize for that. It's the one thing that seems to fail there. That would be the easy part. So yeah, super excited to have everybody. We're gonna have lunch later today, right?
Unless we have
If the room out there is nicer, or if the roof is nicer, like in terms of temperature, then I think we should go outside. Yeah. Just because it's warm here, but it could be warmer on the roof deck. Probably breezy. I think we make that trail, yeah. Oh no, Sebastian as well.
It's only going up to 74.
Really? Normally that's really warm, so just go back to yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like a 20-degree drop off.
74 degrees. What's this next?
Yesterday in my neighborhood, it hit 95. I was in Michigan.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, usually,
I stand here. Yeah, I stand here. Podium, talk to the microphone. Yeah, it's easier for them to hear you. I think we'll start moving. It's more, we just need other people on the virtual chat to join. Are we missing this?
let's get started.
What about the first like 4 speakers?
The first four, that's the first 5
here.
here.
Silence here.
Yeah.
Mars here. I got Axel.
Yeah.
Bella's here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have. We're discussing
So you can, as long as you keep track of that.
Some people get it out and want to help.
But I will try and navigate the search easier. And all these buttons. Alright, we're ready. Alright, everyone.
Please mute your phones if you've not already. Silence your phones, so please go ahead and do that now.
Hey everybody, we're going to get started here. We're going to have Farrell speak. And yeah, please mute cell phones and all that. And Farrell, please.
Well, welcome everyone. We're here today to celebrate the 2019 Young Echo Hero Award. We're just thrilled to have so many of you here to speak to us at Trinity here in person. So I'm going to turn it over in just a moment because who we want to hear from is the young people. But I just want to let you know that since this award started in 2003, since then we have honored 267 Young Echo Heroes from 28 countries and 29 USA states. So Andrew's going to be running the technical side of things. Layla's here to be in touch with everyone. And Chris is going to be the moderator. So I'm going to stop there. We're just thrilled to see and meet all of our Young Echo Heroes. And we're going to turn it over.
Yes. So Chris, come on up. Just a quick note, please try to keep yourself on mute if possible, just so we don't get any feedback on the microphones. And if you have any questions or if there's anything wrong, please message it in the chat. And Layla, who is working on the laptop, will be able to relay your message to us up here on the podium. And Chris, please.
You guys are awesome. First of all of you guys everywhere in the world. We have a bunch of people, so I'm going to be really brief and just introduce each one of you with your name. So when you hear your name, then get ready. It's time for me to go. And then I'll just say your topic, and I won't say anything about it. And then you can fill it in, and we'll have a few questions and answers and things like that. So about 2 minutes for each presentation. The Action for Nature Awards are now fully in swing for 2019. Welcome everybody from around the world. My first presenter I'll introduce is Tegan Yardley. And get ready, Tegan, to tell us a little bit about a world with elephants and what you did to help the elephants.
Hi, my name is Tegan Yardley. I'm a 16-year-old wildlife activist from Vermont, USA. I would first like to thank everyone at Action for Nature. It's an honor to be a recipient of this award. Congratulations to all of the other Young Eco Hero Award winners. Since 2012, I've been working to raise awareness about our planet's most critically endangered species and critical issues through documentary making. What started out as a child's passion for saving the elephants soon turned into a broader effort to combat the extinction of our world's most critically endangered species and to raise global awareness about critical issues. The creation of my movies has provided me with a platform from which to address the importance of youth involvement in finding solutions to the problems our planet and its creatures are facing today. My generation will soon inherit a world of human-induced global environmental degradation. We cannot wait in hopes of inheriting solutions when all signs are pointing to us inheriting a world that will continue to be faced with a sixth mass extinction and the first to be caused entirely by human beings. We cannot wait to become the leaders of tomorrow. We must act now. The power of our voices can make an impact today. Education is the solution, and we must all do our part to educate as many people as possible. Receiving the award from Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, for excellence in fostering partnerships in conservation was proof to me that people in positions of power do not underestimate the power of youth, and that they are willing to look to us to be a part of the solution. I am no different than any other young person out there, and we all have the power to do something, and the worst thing we can do is nothing. Thank you.
That was very, very well said, Tegan. I'm here representing with some elephants on my side today. You can't see that. So we have a few minutes for some great questions and answers about all sorts of things, from her Vermont State House supported legislation for protecting elephants to, there's a new movie I probably may have heard, Athena, about tracking an elephant. So there's a new movie out called Athena, tracking an elephant from a dry watering hole in Africa to a wet watering hole, and how she worked so hard. And it's just a poignant personal connection. So your personal connection you want to hear about right now. Do we have any questions from other eco heroes for Tegan right now?
Be sure to take yourself off mute if you want to ask a question.
Hey Tegan, I'm Bill and I'm from Maryland, and your work seems really great. I really love elephants too, and it seems so fascinating that you're making documentaries to tell the world about the problems elephants are facing. So do you also make documentaries about other animals, other endangered animals as well?
Hi, Bill. Yes, I do. I've actually been making a documentary every year on the subject of whatever World Wildlife Day is. So I have made one on big cats, I've made one on marine life, I've made one on general extinction and the problems facing our planet's wildlife. And it kind of runs on a basis of similar to what World Wildlife Day's topic is.
Very cool.
Anybody else on Eco Feed want to say anything? And in house too, you guys can raise your hand in house. Yes, sir.
So as you were 17, have you decided what you're going to do in the future after high school?
The question is, have you decided what you're going to do after high school?
I hope to work in either conservation sciences or in international relations. I love the work that I do, and I love working with people and working to educate people on the important issues that our planet is facing. So I hope to continue doing that after high school.
Awesome. I got a degree in international relations. It's a good one.
Oh, cool. Good to hear.
Last chance, eco heroes, if you want to ask Tegan anything else for a minute, and we'll do a round robin at the very end. All right, so check out that movie Athena, and there's many things about elephants, but you're the next ones to pull the rope, so keep it tight and keep it cool. We're going to introduce our next eco hero. Thank you, Tegan, and please help me with pronunciation. Very exciting with our next eco hero award, Senith Manikande with the Marine Robot Cleaner, and how do we pronounce it? Is that right?
Yeah, that was close. That
Close.
was good. That's
All right.
better than I could do.
Come on down. You're the next one to present some of your wonderful project.
So, he unfortunately
want to hear us.
Can you message him to feel free to begin? Simon, I think your microphone is working. If you want to start, but I guess you can't hear us.
We'll give him a second.
Yeah, we can. He's not on mute, so we should be able to hear him as
He doesn't know that. He's making talk. Okay, cool. I'll just say one quick thing about him. If he doesn't come back on, we'll move to our next and come back to him in a second. So basically, he designed a really cool concept, a marine robot cleaner, to collect floating waste from water surfaces, which is a new big thing. See? Is that him coming up there? Yeah. Okay, so if you can hear us, go ahead and start. If not, I'll keep talking. Any idea? I think he's about to get the information. He's got basically the 21st century solution to plastic pollution, which many people are trying to figure out how we can get more hands in the water. The robot is one way to do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I think I might move to the next here and then we'll pull it back on. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, just because of our time constraints. So we'll get right back to using it. So the next eco-hero is going to be Flossie. So Flossie, are you ready? Are you hearing me? We're going to talk to you about plastic-free oceans, which is a perfect segue with the marine robot. And this is Flossie Donnelly, who's got the biggest smile on planet Earth here on the picture. So share some of that happiness with us right now, Flossie.
Hi, I'm Flossie and I am 12 years old and I clean the beaches here in Ireland. And I've been doing that for 3 years now because I care about marine life and the sea. I started doing that when I was on holiday in Thailand and well, the amount of rubbish I saw in the sea was terrible, so I started cleaning the beaches. So yeah, I clean the beaches. I've fundraised to get the first 2 sea bins in Ireland, which is a machine which floats in the water and sucks in all the rubbish and pushes out all the water. It's really awesome. And this year I went to Indonesia, which was really the big dream of mine. And so I could see the plastic river up close and try to clean it a bit. It was really cool. And yeah, that's really my dream. I want to continue cleaning beaches and I want to go around the world meeting the kids in countries where there are really bad and big plastic problems and seeing like if there's any way we can fix it and whilst working together. I want to help fundraise for anything like that, and yeah, I love doing stuff like that. And I write a weekly blog to try get awareness about plastic and pollution out. Like on my blog, I write a short story for kids about plastic pollution and just what I find on my beach cleans. Yeah, I've been doing that for 3 years now, and I find it really fun. And it's weird, but it's cool. And I also strike outside the Doyle most weeks. Except for this year because I am in secondary school, which is a terrible shame. And they say I'm no longer allowed to strike, so I strike outside the school now, which is just as good.
Yeah, I wanted to really point out that Flossie's bin is a major game changer for them. Can you just tell us a little bit about the bin? I don't know if everybody really understood you when you said the bin cleaner is amazing. Sea bin.
Well, the sea bin's a bin that you put in the water and it floats, and it has a pump which sucks in all the rubbish and pushes out all the water, and it also sucks in all the boat oils and stuff like that, and that's just really awesome. It was invented by 2 surfer dudes in Australia, and they invented it actually just so they could clean the swimming pool and they could go surfing. Then they realised they could use it for plastic pollution instead. Yeah, so that's really cool.
That's fantastic. We're going to get questions from the other Young Eco Hero Awards for you, Flossie, and then we have a microphone now that we can walk around for you guys to be able to be like this if you wanted to ask some questions again. Any other Young Eco Hero Awards, go ahead and raise your finger and get Flossie's attention.
Unmute yourself.
Hey Flossie, I'm Bill here. That seems
Hi, Bill.
really cool. Do you know that you have a URL to your blog? I'm interested in reading it.
My blog is called Flossie the Beach Cleaners blog. That's literally what you type up and it comes up.
Beach Cleaners blog. Awesome. Yeah, I see it now. I'll check it out after the call. It's great.
Thank you.
Anybody in the audience want to give a talk about whether you better think a little bit? With Flossie's cleanup? It's a daunting
Flossie,
task.
do you know when the bin was invented? I can't remember when it was invented. I think it was invented. Actually, I can't remember anymore.
How long have you been using the bin?
I've had the bin now for
A whole year. I mean, it's taken a long time to fundraise for, and a long time to get on the waiting list and stuff. So, yeah, it took a while.
Is there a way to get this bin in every ocean having a volunteer to monitor the bin? How can we do that?
Well, all you need for the bin is like a water pump. I'm sorry, not a water pump, an electricity place. So a marina for one, which has a source to electricity, and needs someone who can empty the bin twice a day at most. And that's literally all you need. You also have to fundraise for it. It's not that expensive actually. It's a really good price.
How much is it then?
For me, it was like €4,000, and that was got me one, which was really good. So yeah.
And you get to recycle the things that go in there too? Is it able to keep things in that are that high quality?
Well, we have one group. I've got two, and I've donated one to a yacht club, and then the other one to a marina. The marina recycles it. The yacht club, I'm not so sure.
Good question. We're going to double check to see if Zenith is back on with the marine robot cleaner. Good.
Great.
And is not able to hear us, so he's listening to the live stream.
Okay, he's not able to hear us in. Any other questions for Flossie? This is super awesome. We know that everything rolls down to the ocean, and what you're doing is raising awareness with a smile, which is giving us hope, which is fantastic, and I appreciate that. We're going to go to our next one then, if there's no other questions answered.
Oh, actually, I do have a question.
Good,
Sorry,
go.
this is Flossie, the way you utilize this technological advances sounds pretty incredible. I was wondering, how did you find out that this existed?
Well, when I heard about it, I was 10 years old and a bit too young for social media. So my mum found it on Facebook and stuff, showed it to me, and ever since I saw it, I literally said, I need that. It will make my life as a beach cleaner easier. So I fundraised for it.
Okay. And also, you said about coming to the places that are super polluted with plastic pollution.
Yeah.
If you can ever come to Hawaii, I'd be super stoked because we have a terrible issue with plastic pollution.
I thought that was quite, Hawaii was great, but yeah, absolutely. If I know there's plastic pollution on it, I will totally go over. Thanks.
That is awesome. Well, we have the next candidate who is talking about recycling plastic as well. So thank you very much, Flossie. Give a round of applause for your amazing Samwari. We are going to pull you up right now. Samwari Gathani Karaoke with recycling plastic as well. If you can hear me, you're ready to go. Welcome. Oh yeah, unmute your button by pushing down on your computer there, and you can tell us a little bit about how you've been able to raise awareness with plastic pollution in your neighborhood. Can you hear me? We can't hear you yet.
Hey, you're still on mute, Shamori.
She's saying you're not. Okay, good. Well, there are, just in case you haven't noticed, a lot of young eco-heroes that are tackling plastic pollution and they're doing it in very unique and in extraordinary ways. And so this is, I think, a good forum for all of us to take everything they've all learned and put it together and make one strong vector of positivity moving forward. So let's take notes, everybody, and figure out how we can move that into a new dimension for the 2020 years coming. Are you ready? You have your thing off mute there now, Shamari? It's still on mute? We're running into a small technological muting problem.
Can you ask your dad for help if he was on before?
She might be frozen right now. We're going to move on to the next one and come back, and we're working on Zenith and Samwari with robots and plastics. So if you're ready, Vihan, you're on next one, starting up your own NGO, One Step Greener. Vihan and Nav Agarwal, an NGO created by kids. Amazing, One Step Greener. Tell us a little bit about that, guys, if you are able to hear us.
Hi, so my name's Vihan.
My name's Nav.
So we're brothers and we started this NGO primarily to work against the huge problem of pollution in India, especially in our hometown of Delhi. Basically, we work with dry waste and we try to reduce dry waste so our air is not affected by it. So we'll just give you a little bit of an idea of how we actually started this and how we plan to move it forward.
So this basically started and we used to, so
So school basically, we used to sell our recyclables to a manufacturer, but then manufacturer stopped really buying from us because it was not economical for them to come from house to house at any time you want to call. So when
So basically, this is a little bit of an idea. This is only this kind of recycling where someone would come to our house and pick up our dry waste. This never really is a culture in India. So in India, our waste is not segregated. So a lot of your countries, you have rules where you have to segregate your waste into dry waste, recyclable waste, and wet waste. In India, we just mix up all our waste and then it goes to the landfill. So this was a huge problem for us, and we actually realized after one of the largest landfills in India started burning and started releasing harmful gases into our air. And since Delhi is the world's most polluted city, we realized that there was a huge connection between trash and air pollution. And because I'm severely asthmatic myself, me and my brother tried to do something to change this. And what we did was we basically started segregating our waste at home because we, after researching, found out that was the best way. But slowly we tried to find the connection so that that waste could actually be recycled. And it could actually not prevent new products from being made or using that amount of energy and releasing that amount of air pollution. So therefore, our primary focus with our NGO, One Step Cleaner, is to teach people. So we've got about 500 people working with us, our homeowners, to actually segregate their waste, which is a huge thing in India. Take that dry waste and then recycle.
So basically, we have pickups depending on where you live. So according to where you live, we'll WhatsApp you or email you when we're going to come and what the date is 3 days in advance. You can tell us if you're free or not to pick up the waste. And after we collect the waste, we keep it in a sorting center where we sort the waste and then send it to manufacturers directly who reprocess it and resell it.
So another thing we'd like to add is that in India, no one really has an incentive to segregate their waste. So that's why we actually pay people for their waste. So, it's $2 worth of, if they give us $2 worth of waste, we'll give them $1.90 worth of money for it. And we basically buy their waste and then we sell it further on to recyclers so that our recycling process actually happens. And we're a non-profit organization. So because of that, we actually, whatever funds we do generate, we reinvest into other projects such as tree plantations inside the urban city. So if you guys could play our video, it'll give you a little more idea about what we exactly.
Okay, we're gonna try and do the video. It's a little tough over the chat, but we're gonna do our best here. See what happens.
I'm going to give the quote of the day. Don't give up just because no one takes you seriously at first. That's their quote. Looks like it's working. Super impressive.
For sure.
Thank you guys. This needs to happen. You're changing the culture. You're like rock stars in the 50s about to introduce rock and roll to India with recycling. And we have now some options out there for our young entrepreneurs to tell you how you got the world to pay attention in India and get this done. And maybe Google's going to pay attention and help make some money with these guys, because if Google sees an opportunity, they might be opening up some recycling centers in India. Anybody on the live chat want to raise a hand and give a question out here to our friends?
Yeah, so Bill Tong here, and wow, Nav and Vihan, this sounds so awesome. How did you guys get the funding for just like paying people and all that?
So we basically started off with crowdfunding. So whenever we went to talks, whenever we went for educational times, we just asked people for money. So we were able to raise upwards of $10,000 worth of money, which is in India, it's a lot more. It comes to about 700,000 rupees. So and all of that money we've actually basically made our pickups zero cost and actually for profit for us. So that money itself as well we use to apply into our other projects. So that's how we kind of keep it sustainable.
Awesome. So you hire people to pick up the trash for you?
Yeah, so because we can't go to school, we go to school and we can't go every day to pick up the waste, we've now got a team of actually previous trash workers who used to pick up the waste with their bare hands and used to get in this and that. And we've hired them and we've given them gloves and on a truck, etc. And we basically involve them with this process. We're not really letting anyone use their jobs.
So basically, then what in India we call the people. So there are these kind of people who sort out waste in landfills, and that's all hazardous waste. So they try to sort out waste which they can sell, and that's what they do for a living. And then a lot of times they get a lot of diseases, and they're not earning more than $8-9 per month, which is a really low income. And what we've done is we try to get them into our process. And when they come in, we give them a much bigger budget, and then we help them, and then they are now much more sophisticated, and they see that our lives have changed.
Yeah, so we basically not trying to remove anyone from the equation, trying to bring everyone in as inclusive as possible.
I'm going to let Vihan and Nav. We're going to get ready to move on to our next one without cutting you off too much. I think you have an encyclopedia of knowledge of recycling. At your age, you should be working here at Recology in San Francisco, getting it done all across California. Create a market and it'll get done. I think the incentives that you put out there are phenomenal. Let's give them a round of applause right here, because that is so big. I'm very, very impressed, intimately familiar with what it takes to recycle here. We have a very special reintroduction right now for Zenith Manakadan with marine robot cleaners. If you can get on board, we're going to pull you back on track. Are you there?
Yes.
Zenith. Awesome. All right, I'm going to just give you the floor. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about how your work kind of flows into the plastic-free oceans as well.
So I'm Simon Mangandan, studying in grade 7 in Johnson Engineering School, Abu Dhabi. I'm an ambassador of Gratitude to inspire the generation and students for the earth. I'm also a member of EEG, which is Emirates Environmental Group. It's an organization by the government that collects and recycles waste. I have two things to say about. One is the Pepsi campaign that I've launched in my school, in which I collect recyclables like papers, plastic, electronic waste, and cans. The other thing is my marine robot cleaner. It's a robot that is helped to clean water and oceans that can be helpful for the marine species to stop plastic pollution.
Are we ready for some questions then? Let's see. Sounds like we're ready for some questions already. There's several things that you mentioned that warrant many different questions. I'm really interested in the marine robot cleaner. How long does that last and how far does it go? And then we'll spread it out to the eco-heroes. Go ahead.
So the marine robot cleaner, it's now in a prototype. So it can work in small pools right now, but then I'm planning to do it in a bigger scale in cooperation with EAD and EEG in Abu Dhabi.
Fantastic. What time is it over there? Are you in the evening?
No, it's 9:30 a.m.
And so I figure very cool. But we have people from all over the world, which is why it's such a spectacular net of positivity. Any young eco-heroes have any questions right now for Zainab?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Foster.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how did you come up with the idea of this? It sounds awesome.
So I'm going for like a robotic class in which I learn robotics, and I thought like we are moving forward in the world and use technology for everything. So why not use it for a better cause for saving our nature?
That sounds awesome.
Thank
All right.
you.
Go ahead, Bill.
Want to put on? This is Bill. That sounds awesome what you're building. So this robot, you have a name for it?
Yeah, it's called M-Bot or Marine Robot Cleaner.
Mbot Marine Robot Cleaner. Awesome. So it cleans the surface of the water, or does it like go down deep?
It cleans the surface of the water because there are many circuit boards that may get damaged when it goes underwater, but then we are planning to do it deep because there are plastic waste that are thin and can go deep in the water.
Really? So you have like an AI that just finds what's trash and what's not?
No, for now I'm controlling with a remote controller manually.
Oh,
And there will be sensors in my future project to sense whether it's a waste material or or organic material like fruit peels, like vegetable waste, etc. to segregate it separately for another cause like for agriculture, etc.
Cool. That sounds awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions from the house? Here in Google Central, San Francisco, or over here, we've got one from our board member. How many of these have you built?
Sorry?
How many of the prototypes have you been tinkering with, and or how many have you built total?
I just built one for now, but I'm planning to do more.
How big is it at this point? Is it as big as a bread box? Is it big as your hand? How big is it? I forget. I see you holding it here.
Almost the size of a laptop.
So these things can get in some small places then, which is excellent, right?
Yeah.
We are going to give you a round of applause right now and move on to our next. I'm so glad that we're going to get to because, things start small, and then they get big. And I think that's what we're working on here with plastic pollution. We are moving now all the way down to a totally different but equally resonating problem here, which is water, which gets affected by plastic, of course. And let's see, we're going to Chloe, is that right? No. We're going to go to Sammy, right? That's right, what you just said. So Sammy, if you're available, we're going to talk about the buddy benches, which are made from plastics, which are super fun because you can hang with your friend on recycled plastic. So give me some information on that, Sammy.
Okay. I'm 16. I'm 10 years old and I'm from Portland, Indiana, and I did a buddy bench project in my school. A buddy bench is a place when somebody is longer than you sit on a bench, and another person came to them and asked them to play, and they would play together. I do this in a different way because I found out about a company, Century Plastic, that we teamed up with, and they made a plastic cap. So we made, the whole community helped me collect enough plastic caps to get 3 6-foot benches in my school. And it took us only 2 months to get 3 benches with the whole community help, and I thought that was really cool.
Tell us
And
about
for
the bottle caps. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. All the bottle caps you collected.
it takes about 18,000 plastic caps to make 1/5 of them.
And they would otherwise kind of get wasted in the waste stream, right? It's harder to recycle than like the main bottles. And so how in the world did you get all those plastic caps separated from everything else?
Yeah, they started the company just because plastic caps used to not be able to be recycled, so they just took, now they just take caps.
And how many buddies have you made on the buddy benches?
Sorry, what?
Have you made a lot of buddies on the buddy benches? Made a lot of new friends hanging out?
Yes, I have. It's good. I see a lot of other people also making friends, so they're working on that.
Well, let's open up to questions because I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to know how you combine pollution with a partnership with making friends. That's pretty phenomenal. Anybody ready to go here? Want to get some questions out here right now for Sammy?
Yeah, I do. How old were you when you started making them?
Sorry, what?
How old were you when you started making these awesome benches?
2 years ago, I was 8 years old.
Wow, 8 years old, that's impressive. That's incredible.
Yeah, now, now they're all around, like everywhere, and places that, yeah.
Yeah, we have an Eco Award. Tamsin said they're all over the country now. So this movement is being facilitated by the company that's helping to melt these down and make the benches, and kids like you are getting it started. So there's probably a buddy bench movement in general, and then now to be recycled. Can you tell us how many your goal is to keep making these? How many you want to make?
So I spread around like a ton now, but over 100. But I want to get most of the schools that I can get them at. UPS and Logan Scott. UPS gave a shaping fund, so they help break down the caps and gate benches. So that was pretty cool.
Did you say 100 benches you've made so far?
I've helped over 100 benches, yeah.
So we're talking millions of caps there, which, if you think about it, each cap could be a disaster for an animal, like a sea turtle or any number of creatures. And so by sequestering that waste in a bench that's got a positive vibe from it, you've effectively revolutionized waste to a positive feeling and feedback of happiness. So I want to give you a pat back from everybody here. Any other questions from somebody in the audience right now?
Hey Sammy, Bill here. That sounds great. Have you thought about making those plastic caps with something else? Maybe like playground equipment?
Yeah, they probably can. They actually grind them up. They grind the caps up into these little bits that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and then they they can probably make more things. Then you can do something like this.
And what's that?
Yellow and black and this
Cool.
This is like a finished product.
Yeah.
It's like all completely made out of glass. Here's
Wow. That's so
It's a
cool.
little bit to cap, so.
Yeah, I can see that. Awesome.
That is so cool. Let's give Sammy a super round of applause. Bill, you're coming next, which is great that you're asking so many good questions helping us facilitate. So Sammy, keep up the buddy benches and maybe invent some new cool things that those caps can be used for. Maybe even we won't even use caps, right? We can get rid of those darn things in general. Somehow. So Bill, you're next with your really cool bioma project and farming and many other things I know you've been into. So go ahead and take it away.
Hey guys, I'm Bill Tong, and I would start off by thanking the people at Action for Nature for holding this great award. And I will also like thank you guys for your great contributions to environmental conservation. So a bit about me, I'm Bill Tong. I'm 17 years old now, but I was 16 so what I did was I created something called the Bioma Project. The Bioma Project brings these little aquariums with about 10 gallons. They're stocked with up to 11 species of native plants and animals. And right there you have a picture from a photo that the Baltimore Sun did on us for a news article. And these bioma tanks have up to 11 species of plants and animals that are native to Maryland and DC. And the point of this is so that kids can learn about the ecosystem of these native streams. We're in 29 schools and we include hundreds of students. So I got my start after, like you guys, I started off picking up trash from the 7th grade from trails and streams in Maryland. But I realized that after I picked up trash, when I came back a month later, there would be more trash along the trails and the streams. So I realized that for people to stop throwing trash on the ground, and for there to be permanent solutions to these environmental issues, we had to stop the problem at its core, which meant we had to educate the students, educate the youth when they inherit the earth about what they should do and how they should live life in a sustainable manner. So I started off the educational program in 8th grade at my middle school. It became the most popular extracurricular at my middle school. And from then on, we expanded all across Maryland and DC. And right now, we're looking at expanding to locations outside of the United States. I'm talking to people in India and China right now, and we are looking to just really increase our impact and scale up. For my work, I've been given the Tulsa Award by the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. We got covered by some news, and right now I'm talking with the United Nations about integrating our curriculum. It's already been integrated into other science curriculums across the country, and as a teacher resource that teachers learning from the UN curriculum can use. So that's what I've been doing.
That's a lot. Fantastic. You know, everybody needs to touch the real deal. You know, we have so many kids disconnected a bit. So touching the real deal, the Bible project is right there. You know, many kids would find things by accident years ago. So now you're helping to bring it to them. Let's get some good questions for you, because I think many people would like to replicate this in different ways and or trying, but we're making it accessible through the biomaproject.org. Any other eco heroes want to shout out any questions here for our friend Bill, who's been helping us with all his questions?
Yeah, actually. Oh.
Dyson, are you asking a question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask a question. Sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So you said you have these specific holding tanks for the native biota and whatnot. How large are these tanks, and how do you acquire them?
Sure. So they're 10 gallons, and they include up to 11 species of native plants and animals, from stuff like clams, shrimps, minnows, all sorts of aquatic plants. And we acquired them through a permit from the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. I reached out to them, and they approved our permit. And the point of having so many different species in a tank is to replicate a whole ecosystem. The students learn about all sorts of different species and their unique needs. And by doing so, they can gain a comprehensive understanding of the ecosystem. So our program is totally free for all teachers and schools. I've won a few awards in the past, so I use that money to fund the program. We also have an aquaculture program that I didn't touch on. We basically raise ornamental fish like guppies and bettas, and we sell them online. And the kids can learn about how other fish reproduce and breed, and they raise the fish, and they can sell them online and learn not only about aquatic species, but also about business.
Awesome. That's super cool. I love aquascaping, so that's why I asked.
Good. You
Yeah.
keep learning yourself?
Yeah, about.
Hi, Bill.
That's so awesome. Hey, take it.
Hi. I was wondering what ages you work with in general, just because I love working with youth, and I was just wondering what ages you generally work with and teach about your project.
Yeah, sure. So right now in the pictures, you would see a lot of elementary school kids. We do work with middle school kids. But I'm actually going to present to 100 middle schoolers on Monday. And we also have a lot of high school students. So one thing that I'd also do is, to get high school students outdoors, we have competitive fishing clubs. So I created a lot of these competitive fishing clubs at schools across Maryland. And 2 summers ago, we held this all Maryland high school youth angler event at a local lake. And we bought a bunch of fishing YouTubers, like One Rock One Go Fishing, who has 1 million subscribers. We got him to come and showcase the event. And we have all these sorts of events for high school anglers to get outdoors and meet other outdoorsmen.
Oh, wow. Very, very cool. Thank you.
Any other future questions?
Yeah, so how did you start this?
Yeah, so I started this after I was inspired by seeing all the trash in the road, and how after I picked up the trash would just come back and pile up again. So I contacted a teacher at my middle school when I was in 8th grade, Mr. Philip Herndon, and he was really generous. He was a hunter himself, so he really saw how by interacting with nature, you can get an appreciation for nature, and if you saw we had to conserve, you definitely want to conserve it more. So he helped me with a mutual interest meeting. We talked to administrators, and when we held our first interest meeting, all sorts of kids came to the meeting, and it was a success. And from then on, I just talked to other teachers across Maryland and DC, and we got to start there.
Wow, that's great.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Got one here from Beryl K. Sounds like.
I'd like next week to put you in touch with one of our former eco heroes who's very active in the United Nations, who mentioned something about the United Nations. She's based out of the UAE, and I think you and she ought to meet each other. So I'll put in touch with you about that.
For sure, thanks.
That is fantastic. Well, of course, you have to connect with it to care for it, and that's what we need to do. We need to bring the connections right to the class, and then you go deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you've got a real connection that lasts for a lifetime, and that's what you're promoting. So we are super stoked that you're here. We have another question up. Go, Tamsin.
Yes, Bill, I'm wondering how I can get one of the tanks for my son in Teo's fourth grade class.
Hi, Ms. Sampson. So right now we're in Maryland and DC because we had to study the ecology of the local streams and rivers before we build a new tank for it. Right now we're talking to some trout limited people in Pennsylvania about their local streams. So we got to collect the species, do some stream surveys, and find out how we can breed and take care of the species in the tank. But California seems to be a great place I can expand to. But I actually have some friends there that I'm talking with right now about expanding there. And if you and your son may have interest, you guys should definitely feel free to contact me and we can work it out from there.
Yeah, you really developed a great model for scaling up because the streams obviously become self-sufficient in your tanks and self-regulating and the pollution and or the disasters of like filtration seem to be working on a level once you've got your tank set up. It's a natural fixed ecosystem, yeah? So
that's a plan.
Yeah, very cool. We try to do that here with tadpoles from the neighborhood. Sometimes, you know, they don't all survive, and that's part of the game too, of the circle of life. But you're showing kids what the real deal is. So I want to give you a super pat on the back. Good job.
Thank you.
Bill, we're going to move on just so we have enough time for the rest of our YouTubers. Thank you so much. Give a round of applause for everybody. Prince, get ready. I'm going to introduce you now. So Prince Alamafula is going to talk about schools under 2C and some farming ideas and ways to engage people in the dirt. So let's find out a little bit about what's going on, Prince. Wow. Can you remember? Go for it.
Prince, make sure to take yourself off.
I hear your clickety clackety, but I don't hear your voice yet.
Prince, you're on mute right now, so if you can find the microphone button and click on it, so we can hear you. I'm also very curious to hear how it's going to be on a flight.
I know, right?
Remote
farming robot.
Our first presentation on a flight.
They're not the last.
No, last year we had a
All right, Prince, we're going to give you another second, and then we're going to move on to Sebastian just so we keep it rolling. Prince.
And Prince, we can always come back to you.
Oh, yeah, you're not off the docket here. You're just one more down. We're going to move on to Sebastian Batista, the CEO about eco bags, and you did a lot of great ways to pull that together. Tell us a little bit more about that, if you would, Sebastian.
Hi everyone, I am Sebastian. I'm from Veracruz, Mexico, and I'm 16 years old. And well, congrats to everyone for being eco heroes. Congrats, Bill. And well, the things I do.
Can anybody hear me now?
Oh, so sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. We heard you now.
Hey, Prince, we'll come back to you in just a second. Good job finding out how to do it. Just remember that. We'll come back to you in a second. We're going to have Sebastian present real quick.
Thank you,
Prince. Sorry, Sebastian. Go ahead.
Yes, no problem. So what I was saying is that I deliver ecological bags to my community here, and because we live in near a beach and a sea, we live in the Gulf of Mexico, and I started when I was 40 years old, and with my own savings making these ecological bags, and then I started looking for sponsors to put them in these bags. You can see. Well, they're in the images. And well, the sponsors can be in the front or in the back of the bag. And I start with delivering it to the people and selling them. And I've eliminated more than 180,000 bags, plastic bags, in 9 months. So it has been a difficult job, work, because here in Mexico, we don't have the same support as you guys, so that's a good point and very, very done. Well, I appreciate the opportunity you're giving me, Beryl, Laila, and Action for Nature. This problem affects us because it's our planet, the global warming here. And well, I invite you to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. So thank you guys. Saving the oceans is in our hands. Who joins the challenge?
Nice. Yeah, well, you're changing the culture too. It's amazing. We have these things in our little bubble here in San Francisco, as we know all too well. They don't exist in other places and they need to exist. So well done. Let's get some questions about how you started to kickstart the idea of using an eco bag in your neighborhood in Veracruz. Any other eco heroes?
I can go, Bossy.
Thanks. Just a small question. What's your Instagram account? I mean, this is really cool.
Okay, it's in Spanish, so
Okay.
you can put it, it's in the image, in the black one, Reto 3R Veracruz. It's the black one.
Okay, I'll see if I can write that. I'll try to find this. Thanks.
Yes, there's all the information on in the social media, and what I'm working, and well, interviews, everything like that.
Thank you.
Go, Bill.
Hey, Sebastian, this seems awesome. So your bags, they're supposed to be reusable. Have you thought about having bacteria like protection like on the bags? Because I know that in the United States they're concerned with plastic bags reusable bags that they sort of breed bacteria.
So like, bring these bags to the United States. That's what you mean?
No, I mean like, have you thought about protecting your bag from being like a breeding ground for bacteria? Because that's a concern in the United States that like reusable bags, because people like use them a lot, can like harbor a lot of bacteria.
The people don't antibacterial.
Okay, so I don't plan that, but they are from non-woven material that is ecological. Sorry, I'm so nervous. And well, these ecological bags can last like more than 1 year. So yeah, I take care of that, and yes, they are ecologicals. And one of these bags can reduce 300 plastic bags.
Okay, cool.
That's fantastic. Yeah, you can have people clean them and wash them, of course. Any other questions from the other eco heroes about how we got this started?
So actually, I think I just followed you on Instagram. Hopefully I have the account right. I'd actually love to connect you with a couple organizations that are based here in the United States, but also work further outside beyond the border of the United States that do, well, from what I see, something really similar to what you do. And you actually might be able to collaborate with them, and hopefully you'll be able to get you some more support. So I'll try to DM you after this. Yeah.
Yes.
Super awesome. Super
Please.
you're kind of reducing that to cost.
Yeah, thank you. You can see, you can send me more information in the black one. It says reto3rveracruz at email.com, and so you can send me the organizations you're talking about. And congrats everyone on being eco heroes.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say something very quickly just on that note is we want to connect all of you via email, if not via social media, and even via address and real mail. We have some people who love to write letters here in this group, so it is our intention to make sure you guys can all support each other in your future efforts.
Bravo, hey, mucha suerte, Sebastian. No nombre de mucho valor. Your English is impeccable. I know it's not easy, and you are very courageous to speak so proficiently on the phone and on the message with us. We're going to go back to our flight in progress here with Prince. And can you hear me now, Prince, and tell us a little bit about remote farming for robots?
I can hear you now.
Yes, we got you loud and clear. Go for it. You're on.
Okay. The Growbot is a robot to help farmers do remote farming. And the reason I came up with the Growbot is my mom, she loves to do like gardening work and sometimes even farming. But since we used to live in an apartment, she didn't really have enough space in our balcony. So then I wanted to try and help her be able to do farming in other places, like other flat lands that are not being used, like lands that people aren't really using, so that that land doesn't go to waste and we can use it for farming and planting new food and stuff. So how it works is it has different features, like it can you can remote control it and you can drive it around, and it can plant seeds it has a seed planter that goes up and down, and you can tell it how far you want the seeds to be planted between like every one, like you can plant one seed, and you can do stuff like that. So and then you can do other things, like there's you can attach a robotic arm and that I already made, and then that can hold like spray bottles, so it can that it can spray water, so that, and you can also see where you're going with the camera that is on the robot. And there's also an obstacle sensor, so if there's anything in front of it, it'll go around it. And it also has a blade that you can attach to it, so that it can cut grass and weeds and stuff.
Right, that's amazing. I know you've got, this is like one of your many eco hero ideas that we delved into your profile a bit. Let's get some questions for him. I think Prince at 9 is poised to make quite a big impact with different contributions as well. Anybody out there want to give him some good questions?
Hey Prince, I'm Bill. The robot seems so great. So you manually remote control the robot, or is it like AI you program it? Something like that?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. So the robot, is it like remote controlled, or is it like all programmed route?
You can remote control it with your phone in the app that can connect to the robot.
Ooh, what's the app called?
We have the app is just going to be like Robot or something.
And is it on the iOS and Android app stores?
It's not in yet, but we're planning to put it.
Awesome.
We have a working prototype, and also for this project, I was offered a full-ride scholarship to UNT.
UNC, wow. Yeah, see.
And I also have access to their incubation center, where I'm currently working on making a marketable prototype and patenting my idea.
Awesome. How many of these robots did you build? Someone else asked that question.
Can you please repeat the question? I can't hear because of the distractions.
Yeah, sure. So someone asked, how many robots did you make?
We have one current working prototype, so after we get a patent, then we're going to start making the real copies.
Cool. Awesome. And how big are they?
They're probably around, we don't know, but my prototype is around 8 inches tall.
Interesting. Like this big.
Are you flying on business?
What?
Where are you flying to?
We're flying to Miami. We came on vacation to San Juan, and we're flying to Miami, and from Miami we're going back to Dallas.
Cool.
Any other questions for our young inventor? Are you ready for college?
Yeah, actually, do have one. Well, first of all, Chris, I'd like to say that when I was 9 years old, I was already doing what you were doing. I wasn't that big. Also, going back to the other picture, is this device, is it made out of Lego?
Yes, the prototype is made out of Lego.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. Very neat.
And if you can see, in the front there's an orange rod that is like an orange pole, and that so right here, in the robot near the front, you can see like there's an orange pole thing. There's an axle for that, and then it goes up and down, and then there will be seats in a funnel type thing, so that it'll open and close at the bottom, and it'll go up and down, so that time to time it'll drop seeds in certain places.
Wow. So is it Lego Mindstorm? That's electronics?
We actually used the Lego Boost Kit, and if you go to the pictures of some of my other achievements, or like the page, yeah. So you see the Young Inventor Challenge.
Yeah.
The picture that's on the bottom, in the middle, at the bottom. If you see, yeah, those little bags in the back, there's with blue ribbons.
Yes.
Yes, in those bags, I got the Lego Boost Kit. I won the Lego Boost Kit and also a trip to New York Toy Fair and the Toy of the Year Awards as a guest presenter.
Wow.
And in that gift set, it came with the Lego Boost Kit, so I just used that to make my girl bot.
That's so impressive. Well, I wish I was doing what you were doing at 9.
Yeah, very
Thank you.
impressive. And thankfully, Legos lets you manipulate things in ways that you might not be able to manipulate, carbon fiber, copper wire,
Yeah.
so precisely. We're going to have to move on to our next one, Lily, in a minute here, but let's give a super round of applause and lots of enthusiasm. Keep that confidence up. It sounds like it's really working for you and going to help the environment a lot too. So thank you very much for taking the time on your flight and sharing your desires to save the planet with us. Lily, you're up next with Lily's Plastic Pickup, and I'm just super enthralled with the generation connection between your grandfather and you and the Earth. Maybe you could share a little bit about that with us now, Lily. There you go. Go ahead, off-mute yourself and start talking. Yeah, we can see you, but we can't hear you just yet. See if you can push your little red button. A quick introduction. I know you were born in the UK, moved to the Netherlands, and this all started basically when you had a nice walk with your grandpa. I heard you go for it.
Quite technical. My name is Lily. I'm 11 years old and I live in the Netherlands. And I've been picking up plastic for 4 years now. And we have picked up over 100,000 pieces of plastic. And because a wise man, my grandfather, once said that anything that falls on the ground will somehow make its way into the ocean, and it might take a day, a week, or even a whole year, but somehow make its way into the ocean and into the plastic too. And it's because as humans, we have lost our connection with nature, and I call that connection the green heart. So it's the embodiment of our connection with nature. But nature, we have treated nature like a game, and that nature's lost. But nature is coming back. Wolves are coming back to Europe. Forests are growing back. Millions of children are going on school strike. And if we all work together, it doesn't matter from which continent and parts of the globe we're from, we will eventually save our planet from destruction. And who's with me?
Yes. We're all of you. Another positive hope. Let's get some good questions and also collaborations, communications, criticisms of the Earth and how we can fix it. It sounds like there's some good positivity happening around here with those humans running around. Any other viewers have some questions for Lily?
His question is your grandfather your inspiration?
Well, sort of, because my grandfather was like the living tree of knowledge, and he had taught me most of my knowledge of other languages, ancient cultures, and the customs and the respect of nature. He traveled about half of the world.
How old is your grandpa?
He's he's 80.
Awesome.
Hey, everybody. I'm Bill. What you're doing sounds awesome. So, you and I both share the idea that for people to respect nature, they gotta be properly educated and know the correct values. Have you thought about bringing your program to like other kids in the Netherlands?
Yes, we've got a lot of videos, and we've helped a lot of school strikers in Australia. We've done a lot of videos, and we've also done things for no more single-use plastic. And the main audience I put in for are the younger children, because because the future is not in the hands of the politicians, but is in the hands of the young people, and we need to choose the right thing to do with the future.
For sure.
Hey Lily, I'm a massive fan. And I just wanted to know is what's been the hardest thing, like obviously the education or doing anything like that, people.
Well, the hardest thing about is because a lot of people think that that things that are happening right now, like plastic pollution and climate change, is not real. It's because I do get a lot of comments about people saying, "Go back to school. You're just a child. Let the grown-ups handle it." But I want to give a message to all of the young people who are school strikers or are trying to make a difference, is just never listen to the people who say, no, you cannot do this or go back to school. No, your voice is the most powerful thing on this planet, and you are the thing that can save the world. And it may not seem like much, but if you pick up one piece of plastic, you might actually save the life of an animal. So keep that in mind.
Thanks, Lily, again, I'm a massive fan.
Absolutely. I have a quick question about picking up one piece of plastic, because I agree with you completely. What do you feel, do, or convey if you see somebody drop a piece of plastic and then you pick it up right next to them? Do you interact, or you just model? Do you smile, which is of course one of your best sides? I can see that right now. What would you do to do that in a positive way?
Well, when I see people throwing pieces of plastic on the ground, I just think, do these people exactly know what they're doing to the planet? And so I just pick it up, and I just need to, and I think that that the best way to spread awareness about this is to talk to other people with social media or in person about fun facts about it, or about stuff about the stuff that is happening right now.
Fantastic. Well, we will be following you closely, along with all you Cohero Award winners, of course, and that is really a great thing. Any more questions in-house here? Let's give her a super round of applause. Thank you so much, Lily. You're a very, very, very positive force. Just as you said, your voice is really well heard. Now we have a voice and an actual human child, superstar, right in with us here today, flesh and blood. Trinity Favasa, she's going to talk about major leaps to save amphibians, as well as her really cool Amphibians Rock, the Frogs Rock program. Without further ado, Trinity, take it away.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Trinity Fagaza, and I'm 12 years old, and I live in Michigan. So my project is Action for Amphibians, which is just raising awareness for amphibian conservation. Something that has really helped me do this is being the mayor of Amphibia for the Detroit Zoo for the past 3 years. My three-pronged approach is raising social awareness, political awareness, and doing field work. With social awareness, I have made informational flower cards to share with my classmates to educate them about amphibian conservation. I also have my own website and Instagram hub to also share information. Then for political action, I've had many politicians recognize me with my work with amphibian conservation, which really helps because I'm able to share the news faster and get it to a better politician area. With field data, I'm one of the youngest certified Frog Watch USA members, so I go to my local wetlands and I do frog watches where I'm reporting frogs in their calls so scientists can get more information about the populations in their communities. Something that I'm currently working on is our Painted Rocks campaign, where I'm painting amphibians on rocks and spreading them around communities, just like I like to spread the word about amphibians, amphibian conservation, and the importance of it. And I really think it's important because amphibians are an indicator species, so they let scientists know if there's change in the environment before us humans can notice it. And lastly, I'd like to say thank you for recognizing me for my work in amphibian conservation. Thank you.
She came all the way from Michigan to tell us this in person, so we've got eco heroes out there from far and wide. Let's get some questions. I can see some already ready to go. Go for it. Bill, come on, don't let me down.
Oh, I thought Eleanor was raising her hand, so I want to give her a chance. But Eleanor, you want to say your question? All right, I guess we'll start. Go ahead. Trinity, that sounds impressive. So, is your program only limited to the Michigan area? Have you thought about writing curriculum for like other parts or like other material for other parts of the United States?
Well, I have thought about that, but right now I kind of just want to focus on spreading it around my community and then going to bigger schools.
Awesome. So you have like curriculum, like educational material for schools?
Yes, I have gone to different classes in my schools and educated my schools about food conservation and how important it is to continue.
Awesome. So after this call, could you maybe like share some of the like curriculum that you use? Maybe I could use it in my Bioma schools.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Now, Lily, you may have a question. You have to take yourself off mute if you have a question. Is that right? Or no?
Hi, Trinity. This is Tegan. Sorry. Oh,
Go ahead, take it.
so I was wondering first off when you started your project and also what your social media is, just because I'm super interested in your project. And you mentioned that you had a page.
Yeah, so my Instagram page is just called Action for Amphibians. And I have started when I was 9 years old, and basically I just started off with being the mayor of Amphibianville at the Detroit Zoo, which ever since then I've been able to get more conservation work.
Perfect, thank you.
We want to take a second here and show you some of the ambassadors that are visiting with us, because Amphibians Rock, we brought our friend, the Rock Dweller. This is our friend, the Bearded Dragon. He's going to present to her a very cool tide pool book to go adventuring, even though we don't have any frogs right there, because they'd be hopping all over you. But go check out the tide pools on the ocean, and you can have a snake skin bookmark from our friend Elvis, who's out there. This is our connection to all living things from the planet, from the water to the sky to the deserts. Do we have any other questions out there on how you can get involved with amphibians and water and oceans all in one Young Eco Hero Award circle? Any others? I see Lily, you're ready to go now. Go for it. Thank you, dear.
My question was, is how long does it usually take to draw a frog on a stone, and where do you usually put the painted stones afterwards?
Well, usually like in the winter time when it gets colder, we'll put them. Sometimes we'll put them in the library and just like local stores, and we find that that actually really works. And to usually draw them on the rocks, it takes about probably 30 minutes.
I'm sure it's highly variable. So basically, this could be the new pet rock. You guys are too young to know about this guy, but he came out when I was about your age in the 70s. And so if you make yourselves aware of these amphibians and put these rocks all around, then maybe we'll start the revolution here, right?
Yeah.
Let's get some more questions, and then we'll move on to our next one. But we really want to thank her for sure for coming all the way out from Michigan in a minute here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Phenomenal travel, phenomenal work. Any last questions from the crowd here for us?
Oh,
Dyson, go for it.
Yes. Do you plan to expand your work beyond the borders of Michigan? Because actually here in Hawaii, every amphibian that lives in Hawaii was brought here. We don't have any that live here naturally, so we're actually trying to get rid of a lot of them. So I was just wondering, if you could expand it, how would you do that? That would be super cool to see.
I've thought about it a little, but I haven't thought about it too much. But I would love to travel to different states and spread the rocks around, just so I can spread amphibian awareness to a lot bigger places.
Now, one thing I want to connect to the dots here, of course, the frogs are in the water, but then the frogs are on the land. So they tell us how the water is when they come up and share their calls with our clan, like yourself and everybody else. So remember that without the frogs, we won't be able to find out what's going on in the water. So Bill, think about a tadpole head start project out there. It's a little more complicated, but maybe you could throw some of those into your eco column. How does that sound?
It sounds great. We might have to just like transition the aquarium to sort of a terrarium, because we gotta like have the tadpoles when they go into frogs, they have some land. But yeah, I'll definitely take a look at that.
There's a lot of charisma there with the smiling frog. Thank you so much again for coming in here and for your smiling face. Congratulations on behalf of all of us here. Hold on, give me your proper handshake there. Well done. Very glad to see you guys. We will continue on right now with our next Young Eco Hero Award, Aditya and Rajan. We Care campaign. Are you with us now, Aditya?
Yes, do you hear me?
There you go. You got the stage. Take it away.
Thank you so much. I am Aditya Rajan. I'm a student living in the UAE. I'm also a very avid environmentalist. Firstly, thank you so much for the Action for Nature organization for recognizing my work and including me in this wonderful community of yours, of Eco Heroes. I see a lot of questions and answers out there. It's really amazing. I'm really inspired by all of the Eco Heroes, especially the younger ones. You guys are really role models to everyone in the community. Thank you so much. Congrats to all of you. About my own work, I initiated the campaign for the Be Fair campaign with the aim of inspiring positive change in people. And my personal dream was to get people to work towards the environment, and I wanted to create a world where the majority of people live in harmony with the environment. The campaign included many such activities like me going and speaking to various different schools in India and the UAE. I have personally interacted with about 4,500 people in my journey of over 3 years. And I also write to various national newspapers who have about 500,000 subscribers, 500,000 readers and subscribers. I regularly write to them about environmental issues and the campaigns that I've done. And I also recycle very regularly. One of my best campaigns was the No Plastics campaign, where I went to several malls and public places where I spoke to customers, and not just me and my friends, a team of my friends spoke to customers about the hazards of plastics and how we should reduce them, and we also encouraged them to make a pledge to reduce these. This was one of my successful events, and the driving force behind that was that we have to educate people, like some of the previous eco heroes said, we have to educate people and target the problematic root. So that's what I want to do, and that's what I've been doing successfully so far. And also I've done several plantation programs, participated in many cleanup drives, and it's going well, and I want to take my campaign to the larger level, larger stage, and reach more people, impact more people. That's what I want to do. Thank you so much for giving me your time, and there it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's phenomenal to see you speaking to over 4,500 people, reaching out to 1,000 people or more for the no plastics. I mean, how do you keep your mission-driven message honed, clear, concise, and positive with all that speaking going on? It's impressive.
Yeah. The problem that I face is that I do a lot of things under the campaign, so they are also varied. But the only thing that keeps me aligned with it is my goal and dream. It's all of my friends and me are really passionate about doing what we want to do. That we have to inspire people to create a positive change, and our purpose is what drives us, even though we do various different things and all united together. So it's our passion really that drives us.
I just heard the major magic word, we care, and we support each other and make it happen. So all of you eco heroes out there, Ward, know that you're not alone, that people are with you. Bill, you've got your team behind you. Lily, you got your grandma, your grandpa, and many, many, many of you. So every single kid needs a best friend to help them through just childhood. And so now we need a best friend to help us with the environment. And I think you're very, very, very clear example of how that is helping and motivating you.
Thank you so much. Those are some wise words out there from you. I think we environmentalists are all a team as well, and we have to really work towards what we want to achieve. So
sure, absolutely. Questions for our Eco Hero Award student? Go ahead, Bill.
Sure. Dityan, what you're doing seems really impressive, and you've been reaching out to a lot of people, and you've been reaching out to schools, yes?
Yes, that is right.
Have you thought about making it a long-term program at the schools to educate the kids in the UAE and in India about how they should live environmentally sustainably lives?
Firstly, Bill, thank you so much for your question. I've been noticing your conversation with the others as well. We are really attentive and
thank you.
Listening in on what they say. Very, very catch. I mean, yeah, you pay real good attention there. Well, yeah, I'm really inspired by your work as well. And when I look at your work, I think I have to. I get the idea of maintaining the curriculum and spreading that. Your question really gives me an opportunity to expand my perspective out there, and I'll really think about it. I haven't done that so far, but so far my speeches have been just speeches where I just go and talk to them and try to stay in contact with them. But now I'll really think about a curriculum and maintain an organized form of what I do.
Yeah, I can share with you my curriculum if you're interested. You might.
Sure, that would be great. That would be really helpful. Sure. I think I'll contact you personally and give you my contact details as well.
Sounds good.
And I got a question over here at Google HQ. Have you ever thought about doing podcasts or anything like that? Because you're extremely well spoken, and your voice, you got a nice richness to the voice. It's very deep and it's just pleasant to listen to. So have you thought about doing radio, podcasts, or anything like that?
Hey, thank you so much. I am actually, just to share a small fact about myself, I'm a public speaker and I'm a national public speaker in the UAE. And many people have told me about my voice, and I'm really thinking about it. I am in my grade 12 now, the last year of my school, and as soon as I finish, I'm really thinking about creating my own podcast right here. Thank you so much for opening up the opportunity.
And one thing I
Do
would
it, do
just,
it.
I would just recommend, there's a lot of speaking agencies out there. I don't know if you're a member of anyone, but it can help you find opportunities. Speaker Hub is a great one that I've used to find speakers, to be a speaker. It's all free, which is really nice. But think about joining an agency because they can really help you find more opportunities.
Sure. I'll note that down and I'll also be in contact with you for getting more opportunities. I would really love to.
Any other questions from the eco heroes out there in the cyberspace?
Yeah, actually.
Go ahead, Dyson.
So, Aditya, do you do a lot of tree plantings then? I'm just trying to look at the pictures, and I was wondering, within the UAE, what sort of environmental actions are really popular there? If I had to guess, it would be different from here in Hawaii or from where other people on this call are from. And I was wondering, what kind of core environmental actions do you do with the students?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for your question, Tyson. Here, what you say is true. It's a lot different from the USA. We, in the UAE, a lot of things are student-driven and individually driven. And what the government promotes, it's something separate. So what I do is primarily student-driven. And what the popular thing out here is various plantation programs and speaking at various places like schools and hospitals and these sort of things. That is what is really popular from the student side. And from the corporate side, it's completely different. They have extreme support from the government, which, the government does a whole lot to encourage these activities. The last 2 years have been, the last year was called the year of Zile, and this year is the year of tolerance, which is basic idea is to promote many CSR events from the corporate side. And from the individual side, what we get to do is we take time out from our schedule and volunteer at various different environmental events.
That is fantastic.
Wow,
I hope that answered your question.
No, that you hit it on everything. That was super awesome. Thank you.
We're going to give you a super round of applause because we care here in San Francisco as well. Many happy returns to you when you get ready to be our next, let's see, what would be a very important announcer, like king of radio, right? But we're going to be listening to you talk about We Care. We're going to go back in time now to Shamwari. Thank you so much, Listen. If you're up there, Shamwari, go ahead and say hello and introduce your Recycling Classic program at the Far Beyond. Thank you for your patience, and we're so delighted. Go for it.
You gotta take yourself off mute, please.
Yeah, push that button again to get off mute. Sorry, the little red one, whatever color it is up there. We can see you, but we can't hear you. Almost. Almost. I see you looking for it. You see Bill. Hi, Bill.
Hey there.
And hit the little microphone button, and then Dyson, you're going to be up next, just so you're ready, because I know you with your Project Ocean, you've got a lot of things to tie us all together with too. Oh, maybe on the screen? Can you see it on the screen? We see you, but if you can hear us, nod your head a little bit to push the microphone button. Okay, now we can't hear you, so push the unmute button.
If you tap your screen, it might appear.
If you tap your screen, you'll see a red microphone.
There you go, you're on. Yes. Welcome. Go ahead and say hello to the rest of the world, Shamwari. You've got it. Tell us a little bit about your recycling plastic program and where you are right now and what's happening.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, hello.
My name is Shamori Gadoni. I'm from Kenya. I'm 8 years old. I'm passionate about clean and tidy environments. Plastics are some of the things that make our environment dirty. Plastics are readily available. I collect them and then I recycle them. And I make several things. Thank you.
Can you show us some of the things that you've made and how you've made a difference in Kenya? Talk about changing the culture, throwing things away was a natural way to go through the history of mankind, and now we can't just throw the plastics away. How are you helping people to understand that you're making the country dirty and causing danger to animals when they may eat them or burn them? And what's your favorite thing about doing what you're doing?
They're readily available.
Can you show us something you've made?
This is a cloth I made.
Nice.
But the hands are off.
Yeah, that is the clock of infinite time that we're all grappling with, right? Tell us some of the other things that you've made, because I know you've made extraordinarily beautiful art pieces out of what would have been trash to treasures to help promote the program. I think you've even been able to raise a little money, selling them, obviously.
What else?
I made a dress made of plastic.
A dress?
I made a dress made of.
How did you do that?
And I also made a broom with some plastics. Plastic bottles.
And what is your next step for your next project? Or do you also teach people how to make what you make so that they can make a broom out of plastics too instead of buying one?
Yeah, I taught my classmates and
Let's get some other young givers to talk to you. Just so everybody knows, Shamari is talking to us all the way from Kenya, and is probably a teeny bit of a delay, so speak slowly, clearly. Anybody have a question for her? Go ahead, Bill.
Oh, you want to talk, Eldor?
Shamari, mji yako mazuri kabisa. Excellent work.
Lily, are you going to ask a question? Is that right? Since you have a plastic connection with Shamari?
yeah. Oh, it was in
Saying Swahili to Shamari.
Beautiful.
Kazi
Yeah.
yako
Oh,
mazuri kabisa.
I see how you put the bottles on the bottom. They're like brooches and flowers. That's stylish. Nicely done. So cool. I'd like one of those in my size, but I'd take a swim. Lily, did you have something to say? I'm sorry. Okay, John, it's okay.
Hello?
Lily, maybe you could make some cool things like that from her. You guys could share ideas about ways to get recycling done, and also the buddy benches too. Yeah. And so Martin, can you tell us about the planting I see in the pictures too? How you connected plastics to planting and the importance of the soil as well? how did you enjoy the planting? I see a picture of you in the garden here too. Can you tell us a little bit about the connection between keeping it clean and green? I don't think you could understand me. Does any of you have any questions for her?
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Maury. We've done it since a young age. It's so great. So, have you reached, when have you started doing your environmentalist work?
I started in 2016.
2016, so you started 3 years ago. You started when you were 5.
Yeah.
Wow, impressive.
Are you going to keep working with plastics and plantings and making cool things? Because your designing eye is extraordinary. You have a very good eye for color and pattern. What is your next project, Samara?
Anything recyclable.
Are you particularly focused on plastics because those are so easily thrown away and so readily available and don't disappear? Are plastics your focus right now, or anything at all like aluminum cans or bottles or things like that too?
Yes.
We're going to ask the audience if they're okay, got something to say, and then we'll get ready to move on to you guys. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say we're so sorry not to meet you in person because you were going to come out here to be with us in San Francisco, but you weren't able to get your visa. So very sorry not to meet you. Maybe another time.
Okay.
We've got a lot of positive change makers out there. You guys can see changing culture in Kenya, changing culture in India, and all across the land. We've got people in Veracruz. These are people starting at ground zero with an idea that to us in America is second nature, but to the culture that you live in, it's like hitting your head against the wall for a minute and saying, wait a second, wait, don't you see what I see? And I want to applaud all of you for putting forth your best foot and your positive smile and providing a really sweet and genuine, sincere connection to help bring people together. So we really appreciate that. And so does the Earth. So Dyson, we're going to get you next. Let's give Samari a very big applause. Thank you so much for coming for your recycling, and don't ever stop inventing and creating your beautiful pieces, because art is the soul of science and you're putting it out there in a really positive way. Thank you for doing that. We have our next one then, as I said, Dyson with Project Ocean. I was really taken when I was looking you up when I was doing some dredging and all the cool pictures of you snorkeling with plastics and chasing turtles and things in a positive way. Tell us a little bit about that, Dyson.
Aloha, Michael. My name is Dyson. I'm 17 years old now. I was 16 when I got this award. And I live in Honolulu, Hawaii. So before I start, I just wanted to say mahalo to everyone at Action for Nature for making this happen. And also, super huge congratulations to all the fellow awardees. I'm stoked to be able to meet all of you. And I really hope we'll be able to keep in touch. So, as a kid, living in Hawaii, I think a lot of people think of Hawaii as, paradise. And that's what it was for me when I was a kid. I went to the beach all the time. I would go snorkeling, scuba diving, spearfishing. And when you go into the ocean, you expect to see things like fish, corals. If you're lucky, you get to see that turtle, right? And because of this, I was excited to go to the ocean every day as a kid. Then came a point where I started noticing things in the water that shouldn't have been in the water. Things like chip wrappers, nets tangled on the reef. And for a while I thought, okay, well, it's just a chip wrapper, it's just a net, it's not a big deal. But as time passed by, I started realizing that there was more and more and more of this to the beaches that I was going to. And eventually got to the point where I'm going to the ocean and I'm expecting to see a chip wrapper in the ocean. I'm expecting to see utensils all over the beach, cigarette butts everywhere. And I'm not expecting to see things like turtles anymore. That's when I realized I have got to do something about this issue of plastic pollution. And so I created my project called Project Ocean Hawaii. Through Project Ocean Hawaii, I do a lot of education and activist work. So it's really a two-pronged approach with my project. The education part is going out to schools, doing presentations, and try to encourage and empower youth to be able to stop plastic pollution. They can do it through my straw challenge, which is basically where I challenge students, or anyone really, to stop using single-use plastic straws specifically for at least a week, even better from now on. And once they take up this challenge, I give them stainless steel straw, that way they can use that straw instead of using a plastic straw wherever they go. So far, I've given out around, let's see, I think it's about 2,000 stainless steel straws. And on the flip side of my work is the activism. So this is like the climate strike is one of them. Going out, telling the local government, hey, we want to see these certain actions from you. Will you please take action on climate change, on plastic pollution? So this is really trying to get youth to rally together. This is during school too, when they do these hearings for certain bills. Just trying to get youth to rally together during these times and for us to make our presence and voice heard. So examples of that, actually this year we have a bill that would ban a variety of single-use plastics, plastic utensils, bags, straws, a lot of that. And it's at the city and county level, and we are very close to getting it passed. We have 2 more hearings left, and if we get past those 2 hearings, we're gonna be one step closer to a plastic-free Oahu. So ultimately, the goal of my project is, of course, that, hashtag beat plastic pollution. And we do this is through empowerment. It's, as a kid, I realized that, oh, I have a voice and I can do something about this voice. And a lot of us here, I think, realize that. But in general, a lot of youth don't recognize that they have this voice. And so for me personally, that's been the huge momentum of part of my project, is to empower other youth to take action, no matter how old you are, because it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, you can make a difference in the world.
That's the take-home message for everybody. I think we can say that everybody has a voice, and there's so many people in the world that are unheard, and we're now recognizing that, from the Me Too movement to the They movement to the people of color movement, to the fact that kids are so important for their voice, when it's heard, really resonates with the adults. I brought my plastic bag in here today, which is, you can't see it, but you can hear it. It's a silly bag that's used when you get a New York Times. And so the Chronicle and newspapers, and we've told them in little notes and emails that we don't need it anymore. It's not raining. We don't need it even if it is raining. So how do you use your voice and get a bunch of people behind you to get those vectors moving so that the consumer power, the dollar power, changes the status quo to reduce plastics?
Well, where I start off with is my friends and family, the people who are closest to me, because those are the people who I can trust and count on to make that difference. Beyond that, it's really reaching out to people and, making friends, building new networks, like all of you. You're great people to me, and I know all of you, when you go back home, you're gonna continue to take action to beat whatever environmental issue you're facing. And so I believe it's people like us that are the starting point for who I rally to, for example, the Capitol. And then beyond that, it's really, that's the education portion of my project, is trying to recruit those people now. So they kind of complement each other, the 2 sides of the project.
Well said. Well, let's open it up to the eco heroes. And remember, do what you can when you can. Don't make it a job, but make it a passion. Keep that passion fueled. So let's get some more questions here for Dyson and fuel this passion. Go for it, guys.
Hey Dyson, Bill here, and what you're doing is really similar to what I'm doing, and I'm really proud of, I'm really amazed at what you have done. So when you talk about recruiting students, have you thought about a long-term program that you introduce to schools and give kids something they can do after that one day that they've talked to you or met with you?
So one of the things I forgot to mention is that I'm homeschooled. And this has made my project infinitely more interesting, because now I'm going out to schools, but I have no school of my own to reach out to. So what I've actually been doing is, this is my 2nd year now, and so I'm trying to return to the schools that I went to last year and kind of keep in touch with the students and teachers, follow up with them and become a familiar face there. So you build this kind of connection between, me and then the students and the teachers, and allows me to come back and not only expand the knowledge of the students who have already heard my presentation last year, but also for them to continue to build upon what actions they've been taking earlier. Yeah, if I went to school, I would have loved to implement a program like that. And who knows, maybe we'll get programs implemented like that in other schools. So thanks for the idea.
Yeah, say something, Flossie.
I was just going to say Blessings First, your work is awesome. And I actually have a charity as well called Blossom Beach Cleaners, and we talk to schools, and I'd love to like hook up with you on Instagram or anything, like Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah, totally. The Facebook I don't manage because my account got hacked, but Instagram totally.
Great, what's your Instagram account?
It's my project one is Project Ocean Hawaii. The logo looks like a yin yang, but one's the ocean and then the other one's the city. It's an organization that sounds really similar to mine, which is why I try to make that distinction.
Just so you connect, all of you know, we do have all of these social media links on the website where you all are listed with your bios. There's some links there to most of the social accounts so you guys can connect, and then we will be connecting you with more information via email later on. So we really love that you're collaborating and want to make sure you all can connect and share each other's education that you've done. All of the, I know, Bill, you have your curriculum that you developed, so we'll make sure to make sure all of that great information and content and knowledge is shared with you all.
And we had a suggestion that you could share your inspiration right now, or whether you're George Dyson on a chat typewritten note to each other, or to you, and then to everybody at the end too, so that you guys can basically fuel your fire with some positivity so you can go further and farther. And then Chris, did you have a question over here? Yeah.
I have a question. Okay.
It's already going.
I just want to say thank you for keeping the pearl of the United States beautiful. Being Hawaii, a beautiful island. But also that you mentioned that the voices of young people who are coming forward and speaking up, that is really important, and that's definitely a groundswell. But we've been coming to these events for 9 years now, and I just want to say that this group and the groups that preceded you, you go one step beyond talking, you take action. And action is the essence of this organization. We're so proud of you. You're all doing such a great job. And as a real groundswell, you should all be networking with each other. And I really hope you become a network of people working together to fill in the gaps, make it more important for others to not just speak and for others to act in the thoughts.
Definitely. Thank you. Yeah, and I can't wait to keep in touch with everyone. It's going to be awesome.
And also to connect with previous years, because this award has been going on for how many years now? Since 2003, 16 years. So there's 16 years worth of winners for you all to connect. It's a big movement.
Also, I'm very sorry, but I actually have to go. I'm busy right now. I have to go, sorry.
Thank you. We're just about to wrap up, but we're going to send you off first. Would you like to say any last words for us, Floss, about what you're doing and anything else going on?
Well, first things first, I thought everyone here today was incredible, and everything you did was so amazing. And also, I just want, the words, messages we've read a lot and lived through everyone, but yeah, really just be positive, block out the haters like Lily said, and just be positive. Remember, you can make a difference as long as you stay positive and just find whatever you're interested in, if it when it comes to the environment or helping something, or someone, and just try to stick to it. And most importantly, just because it annoys me, and the big black plastic bin bags do not go into the recycling bin.
There you go. There you go. And I'll say, as a parting comment, Flossie, I applaud you for leaving and getting done what you need to get done, because that's a symbol that we all need to recharge our batteries to fight the fight. You can't fight the fight every day. Recharge and check out and reconnect, but don't consider it a 24/7 burden, because you will burn yourself into a twisted critter. And you guys are the symbol of the youth and power and new naivete and new ideas. So just keep your sleep patterns positive, eat well, and get out and get dirty. So well done, Flossie. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Bye.
Does anybody else have any more questions for our friend Dyson T with the Project Ocean?
Yes, I have a question now.
Go for it.
Do you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
Firstly, great work. Thank you so much for your efforts to protect the environment. I read that you spoke to about 60 classrooms and given away 3,500 stainless steel straws. That is great. What age groups do you target? And the second question is, how do you follow up on your action that you're taking with your audience? Because this is a challenge that I also face, and I want to know how you tackle it.
So for question number one, for me, ultimately, I'm most comfortable with reaching out to, kids. As a kid, I think I connect best with other kids. But ultimately, everyone and anyone can make a difference in world plastic pollution and climate change. So really, my age range is anywhere from middle preschoolers to seniors. It can be anyone and everyone. For the second question, I've also had a challenge with that actually, trying to make sure people are really taking up the challenge and using those straws that I give them. One of the ways I do that is through social media. I basically encourage people to post what they do on social media, and so that kind of gives me a visual. Oh, and they also add my hashtag there, so I can keep track of everyone who's doing this challenge. And so that's one way that I can, pay attention to, these people are actually using the straws. And really the only other way that I've been able to find this effective is going back to them, especially if it's at schools. If I do the second presentation, now that this is my second year, I can do that. Then I've been able to realize, okay, this class uses the straws all the time, or this class is never use my stainless steel straws. And I'm still trying to figure out really what the most effective way is to keep track. But so far I found that the combination of the two has been the most helpful. If you have any tips, I would love to hear them, or you can send them over to me later through email or something.
Sure, that sounds great. Those are two new perspectives that I got from you. Absolutely wonderful work you have been doing, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Very fantastic. I think the key was for recycling in one of the neighborhoods in India, giving them an incentive, a small cash incentive. They're $1.90 and then you make $2. I mean, it's a classic business plan. So there's probably natural incentives that we can be giving each other. We're going to get ready to wrap it up with questions and comments, and then invite Barbara up here in a moment to offer her closing statements on behalf of all the Action for Nature board members and judges. But right now we can raise a hand to each other if anybody come up with an idea or has a statement that they want to make. Right now is the time to do it. Does anybody want to suggest anything or question anybody else? Go for it, guys.
Hi, I'm Sammy. I wanted to say all of you guys are so cool, and you don't just have to be an adult to make a difference. You can be a kid too. All of you killed in it, so thank you.
Thank you, Sammy.
We don't want to forget, I was just opening it up to everybody to formally acknowledge Dyson with a thank you and a private Ocean cheer. So everybody, private Ocean, thank you Dyson. Very well said, another great speaker. You guys are so composed. And just remember the butterflies in your stomach that go on when you get ready to present. I know you've been practicing Dyson. It's clear when you give your audiences. It's practice makes perfect. And that extra energy just adds to your enthusiasm and fuel and honesty and leads to a real great connection with your audience. So everybody here should be applauded, hands up high fives on the back for doing that. Now, any other closing statements among the educators or teachers or participants as well here in the audience, and maybe Trinity since you're here too? I'm looking at you. Go ahead online. Go ahead.
Hello. I wanted to say that on the 21st of September it's World Cleanup Day, and that if everyone who is watching the live stream, that it would be really great if everyone who's watching this live stream could pick up at least 3 pieces of plastic. That would be great.
See, there we go. Compounding it. Many hands, light labor. It's the truth. It's the truth. Yeah. Anybody else? Go for it if you want to. We're going to ask Trinity, so if you want to come up and say hello, to say goodbye since she's over there, you can bring up Elvis if you want to. We have the king of rock and roll here known as Elvis, the California King Snake, who's visiting us with our Action for Nature program for Tree Frog Tracks. And I'm actually going to have, for you introduce Barbara, since it's so much better to come from you, but give us any closing statements or ideas that you have right now.
I
would just like to say thank you to all of you. Like, you guys are making such a difference. It's crazy. You guys are such an inspiration, and every single one of you are working so hard and making such a big difference. It's unbelievable, and I look forward so much to following you guys on social media and seeing what you guys are doing in the future. Thank you.
Hats off to all of you guys. Why don't you go ahead and invite Barbara with your voice, and that's only apropos if we're going to be passing it on to you next decade, for sure. Oh, does somebody else have a question? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, wait, all right, good. All right then, without further ado, here's Barbara.
Hi, I've been in the background. I am so inspired by all of you. Your projects are totally amazing.
Hello.
And in a world that is full of bad news environmentally, each of you is a breath of fresh air because you really are making a difference. I've been pleased and honored to be a judge for the past several years, and each year I can't wait to get your applications and to read through them and to watch your videos and to look at all your materials because it is so impressive what you're doing. Your ingenuity, your creativity, your perseverance, your faith in yourselves is just amazing and an inspiration to all of us. You give us hope for the future. So I want to thank you all for being here today. It's, you know, in the past we just had a few people who could make it with us, and happy that Trinity is here, but I'm so happy that Google provides us with this forum and that you from all over the world are able to join us and to talk to each other. And I look forward to the things you are all going to be doing as you grow and as you get older. And I do hope you'll all be in touch with each other. So thank you very much for everything you do to make our world better.
Well done, Barbara. Well done. Now, Carol Kay, did you want to say anything else too? I know that you have a deep, deep, deep history of acting for nature.
Well, I just want to say that every year we get such fantastic young eco-heroes, and I just want to second what Barbara has said. It is so wonderful what each of you are doing, and I know it's not easy, and know that your voice as a young person will be heard, so please speak up. And thank you for being here today.
Well said. Well, I'll send you off with one very positive thought, and that is that you guys are making me smile, you're making an audience smile, and if you make the world smile, they will follow you. And I think that that's been born true with the Obama campaign, Give Them Hope, and we move forward with your generation giving us hope and smiles. So if you can paint a bus many colors like we did in the past, or have a beautiful dress with upside down 2-liter bottle brooches on it there, like we saw from Tamari, that makes you smile and gives you a new angle, a different point of view, then you're going to really make a strong impact. So all of us here at Google, and we thank Andrew for hosting us here, and the Google team, and everybody else. And one more thing from our officer.
We have a quick comment just from Sebastian. Sebastian, we would love for you to have a quick last comment. And anybody else who has one last thing to say, now's your chance. We have a few more minutes.
Go for it, Sebastian.
So I want to say something quickly, and congrats everyone again. And with the oceans, there are no frontiers. We are all united in one world. It doesn't matter what age you have, where are you from, your condition. You can change the people's mind and save the world and save our oceans. So thank you, and thanks for saving our planets.
Thank you, Sebastian. And was there another comment from another person too? I did the
Yeah, so
You can go ahead. You can go ahead.
yeah, so I'd like to say nothing can happen as an individual. We all have to take part and do our own part by like committing towards our nature, and together we can create a wave of change. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. All right, Jithy, go ahead.
All right, thank you so much to the Action for Nature organization for empowering youth like me and the rest of us. If I speak for all of us when I say, really, thank you so much for honoring us and acknowledging our work. You encourage us a lot, you inspire us, and you connect us with people who are like-minded. So, thank you so much.
I would also like to make a comment if that's possible.
Yes,
Thank you all for the work that you're doing. We are the leaders of the future, and we need to also make a stand now. And I think it's so important and so inspiring, everything that each of you are doing in every single aspect of making our world a better place. So thank you, and just thank you for making our world a better place.
Thank you.
Yeah, if I'd like to add one thing, I totally agree with what everyone else said prior. I think the quote from Gandhi that says, "Be the change you want to see in the world," and as young eco-heroes, we should be the change that everyone else looks up to and should lead by example in what we do, what we say, our actions, our everyday lives.
Yeah, there are many people, Bill, that are following in your footsteps. They want to say something, they just need a teeny nudge to get there. And then there's others that are deeper entrenched in just their own apathy, and then they're a little frightened, and you guys are showing them it's okay, it's safe, just like the first time you rode a roller coaster. You're like, I'm not riding that, but then somebody did it, and then you did it, and then now it's no big deal. So you're in the roller coaster of life, and you're riding high, and many people will follow and nudge right into your seats. So keep that idea in the back of your head. Is there somebody else who wanted to say goodbye? I see a few people come up yet, Lily?
Oh, I just want to say one last thing is that if we build it, they will come. And Kwaheri, that means goodbye in Swahili.
Thanks, Grandpa. Thanks, Lily. Is there anybody else that wanted to say anything else before I do the formal goodbye? I'll give you a chance. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Okay, I just wanted to say that I am super inspired. When I turn off my computer and leave here, I'm leaving as an inspired person. And we don't need fossil fuels to fuel each other, because our inspiration and our actions are what's going to keep us going into the future. So every one of you, keep up the amazing work. I'm looking forward to see where all this goes.
Very much so. Very much so. Myself included. One thing that I'm going to ask you to do right now, even though it's online, is that we're going to have a 10-second moment of silence, and then I'm going to say goodbye. And if at the end of that 10 seconds somebody did come up with an idea, you can share it. At the schools that we work with, sometimes they call that the moment of silence and self-reflection. Peace in our hearts, peace in our community, peace in our neighborhood. And I think that's a symbol of what you guys are doing. You're taking time out, a second, a 10-second, a minute, a year to refocus. Whereas many people are moving so fast that their phone's on and their game's on and they're running from appointment to soccer to picnic to lunch to homework to bed to wake up and do it all over again, that they don't have this self-reflection that you guys are all demonstrating. So self-reflection is our biggest and most important tool that we can use to change the world, and you guys are very, very much an example of that. So if there's not somebody who wants to put anything out right now, did you want to say something, Shamari, to say goodbye? Yeah, that was a good goodbye. Go ahead.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Shamari. All right, you guys hold on for the 10 seconds. We're going to do it 10 seconds, and I'm not going to count it out. I'm just going to have you think. 1, 2, 3, zip it. And that's it. We're signing off from Action for Nature here at Google Central. San Francisco, Beryl, and Barbara and the team would like to raise a hand and tap you on the back. And once again, move forward with positive steps and don't look back. Trip often, fall often, but get up again and do it all over and make a change. Thank you very much for everything, boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thanks to all of you. I think that Beryl has ordered something that's going to provide us with some sustenance. I'll hand it over to Andrew to say how we can proceed in Google without destroying it.
Thank you, Leila. Thank you so much. Thank you, Leila. Thank you. All right, if you guys could. Hey, if you guys could just clean up as much as you can. You know, the rooms aren't cleaned over the weekend, so it'd be great if we could clean it since we have made some changes. But yeah, we got landfill, compostables, everything over there, recycling. Lunch is outside.
On the patio, yes.
No, there's dining tables. Yeah.
There's a beautiful view on the balcony.
And we'll do that in a second.
I thought less, because there was so much left.
Well, I thought we were good.
Dirty dishes can go, I think, right here. I believe, so. Oh, good. I'm so glad you guys had this. I know. It is nerve wracking.